If you drive down Main Street in La Crosse, you may have noticed purple ribbons on the trees. It's just one way local organizations are raising awareness about domestic violence. On average, one person dies because of domestic violence every week here in Wisconsin. News 8's Brittany Schmidt joins us now with more.
Lisa, Domestic Violence Awareness Month is about educating the public. Statistics show about 20 people are victims of physical violence by an intimate partner in the United States every minute. That's more than 10 million men and women a year. But one advocate says raising awareness is more than just statistics. She says it's about remembering the victims while honoring the survivors.
I'm a survivor of domestic violence myself.
Ann Kapoff grew up in what would be considered a typical American household.
My dad had his own business. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. I had one sister. Financially, we weren't hurting for anything.
Ann went to college and married her high school sweetheart. She calls it the perfect beginning to any story. But after her first child was born, the abuse started.
I had been thrown into walls, punched in the face, yelled at, had my hair pulled, been spit at, kicked at, arms pinched. Pretty much everything that you hear of abuse happening, it happened.
Although the abuse escalated, Ann didn't tell anyone.
I didn't see myself as being abused. I just know that we weren't getting along. We didn't have a good, healthy marriage, but I thought it was something that could change, something that could get better.
And eventually, enough was enough.
Each person who is a victim knows when it's time to leave.
Ann knew it was time when she questioned the safety of her kids.
And I don't know how I did it, but I beat him up the steps, stood in front of the bed, so between him and my daughter, and told him, "Don't lay a hand on her. Don't lay a hand on her."
The very next day, Ann borrowed money from a friend and filed for divorce.
I've been a survivor for 24 years.
Ann has been helping others like her get out of unhealthy relationships for about 10 years as the executive director of New Horizons. When she looks back at her situation, she wishes she would have known more about domestic violence.
There were signs that he was going to be abusive back when we were dating in high school and through college.
Ann says he was jealous and would isolate her from her friends. During arguments, he would get angry and punch the wall.
If I knew then what I know now, I would have never married him. I would have, broken away from the relationship.
For this reason, domestic abuse awareness advocates say education is key.
I think that if we can start teaching our children in school settings about healthy relationships and what abuse looks like.
But advocates say education isn't the only answer. It's even more important to know there is help out there.
This will be, an assistance to be able to get to a point where you have enough resources in place where you can make the decisions to leave in a safe way.
For Ann, it took 7 years to leave her abusive relationship. She says she was a victim, but now more importantly, she is a survivor.
You can turn your life around.
New Horizons in La Crosse, along with other organizations, offer many different services to anyone affected by domestic violence. Everything from legal advice to providing shelter. For anyone needing immediate assistance, New Horizons has a crisis hotline at 608-791-2600. It is staffed 24/7, 7 days a week.
All right, thank you, Brittany. You can find more information about New Horizons and the services provided in our area on our website, news8000.com.